The prefix be and the suffix n, making English verbs. If you want to improve your English vocabulary, one of the best things you can do is to study the most common prefixes and suffixes for English words. Knowing what they mean and how they're used will not only help you to remember more words, but it will also give you the ability to guess the meanings of words that you haven't seen before. Today I'm going to talk about one prefix, be, and one suffix, n. Both of them are used to make verbs, and both have a Germanic origin. The prefix be has very limited productivity, while n is no longer productive. When we say productive about a prefix or suffix, we're talking about whether you can make new words with it now. It's still possible to make new words with the prefix be, but no one is making new words with the suffix n anymore. The usage of be. The prefix be was present in Old English. The period of Old English was 450 AD to 1150 AD, so this prefix dates from the beginning of the English language. It has had several different meanings since its birth. Only one of them is still productive in modern times. All of the others are relics from earlier stages of the English language. I'll talk about three meanings that I think are the most interesting for anyone who wants to improve their vocabulary. Number 1. English has several examples where the prefix be changes an intransitive verb to a transitive one. Remember that a transitive verb has a direct object, while an intransitive one doesn't. An example is wail. If I say John wailed, I mean that John either made a loud cry expressing pain or that he complained loudly. There's no direct object. To bewail is to wail about something. For example, many people bewailed the changes to the historic building. In other words, many people complained loudly about the changes. This sense of be is not productive in modern English. Number 2. Another sense of be is to remove or to deprive of. The example you're most likely to see is behead. To behead someone is to cut off his head. In other words, you remove his head. Like the first example, this sense of be is not productive in modern English. People are not making new words with this sense of be. Number 3. The only productive sense of the prefix be is to cover with or adorn with. If we cover something with jewels, it is bejeweled. For example, more than 2,000 diamonds bejewel the imperial state crown. You'll often see the past participle form of be verbs used as adjectives. For example, a person with many facial piercings has a bestudded face. The usage of n. The suffix n originally comes from the Old English suffixes an, ian, and nian. These were used to change adjectives into verbs. In late Middle English, the Old English suffixes merged and became the n we see now. Verbs ending in n can be either intransitive or transitive. If they're intransitive, they mean to become something. For example, the water deepens towards the center of the river. If they're transitive, they'll have a causative meaning. For example, engineers deepened the river by dredging it. Engineers made the river deeper. The suffix n is nearly always attached to one-syllable adjectives of Germanic origin. Moisten and quieten are two of the few exceptions where n is attached to a non-Germanic word. Here are some examples. The adjective worse becomes the verb worsen, which means to make something worse. The adjective short becomes the verb shorten, which means to make something shorter. The color adjective white becomes the verb whiten, which means to make something whiter. The suffix n is not productive in modern English. Conclusion. To recap, the prefix be and the suffix n are both used to make verbs, and both have a Germanic origin. The prefix be has very limited productivity, while n is no longer productive. Of the 3 senses of be that I covered, only one sense is productive in modern English. When be means to cover with or adorn with, it can be used to create new words. The suffix n is not productive in modern English. It was once used to turn adjectives into verbs. In an intransitive verb, it means to become something. In a transitive verb, it's causative. It means to make something have a characteristic. Thank you for listening. This is Christine with Difficult English Explained.